Welcome back to another live here with Design Bundles. Today we are going to play around with bleach live. So this could be interesting. We will see. As you guys are joining in, let me know where you guys are crafting from today. How's the weather? And if you guys have any big plans for the 4th of July. All right. So like I said, today we're going to be playing around with some bleach. I have a really fun summer idea for you guys. And plus I want to try out something else with bleach today. So the whole thing is going to be interesting. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so as you guys are joining once again, hello. I'm so excited that you guys are here. And today we have a huge announcement. We are doing another giveaway, but this one is a giveaway of all giveaways. So in order to get a chance to win, you guys are going to be able to use this QR code over here. Now, what can you guys win? We are giving away a 7-in-1 tumbler press from Heat Press Nation. So the one that I'm always using here on the videos, we are giving that thing away. Can you guys believe it? You guys are going to be able to make mugs, tumblers, all sorts of fun things. So one lucky winner is going to win. Plus, we're also going to be giving away five, I said it, 5 one-year Gold Plus memberships. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. So 5 of you guys are going to have a chance to win. So we have 6 winners total, 1 for that 7-in-1 tumbler press, and then 5 one-year Gold Plus members. So you guys can have that for an entire year. Now, once again, in order to win this, there is a QR code. You can scan this with your phone. Simply turn on your camera and then hold it, and it should bring up the site. Or in the comments down below or link below, you should find the link to head straight over. Now, the really cool thing is this allows everybody to participate even outside of the live. So if you're watching this on the replay, you can definitely participate, and you don't have to have a Facebook page or any of those things to participate. So definitely make sure you guys check that out. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right in to the video. So once again, hello. I'm so excited you guys are here. Let me go ahead and share my screen really quick so I can show you guys. Let me go ahead and show you guys the designs that I'm using today. So what I did was something a little bit different is I actually clicked on the design to see if it kind of made it a little bit bigger for you guys. So for this one right here, I'm using this bundle. I thought it would be fun. Camping season's coming up, but I'm also going to show you guys a few more ideas to go all summer long here. But for a camping theme here, lots of different designs, super cool. I'm actually going to use this one right here that says, "Let's get toasted." And you guys already know it has my favorite leopard print in the background. So the way that I'm going to be using these designs today is I'm going to be using a pattern along with the design. So what I did was try to find another pattern that would match this. So I simply used this leopard print pattern right here. Now we have these linked down below. And if you guys need quick access, I'm sure Brittany can drop those in the comments, but you will find them in the description. So today I'm using this one right here. And then once again, I'm going to use this one, "Let's Get Toasted." Now, if I was using one of these ones right here with the plaid, I would simply find a plaid design. And what we're going to be doing is using that leopard print right here on the sleeves. And then you can put that anywhere else on the shirt you want to. It's really cool. So, and then we're also going to, this is something I've never tried before. We're just going to test it. I'm going to try to sublimate a pair of jean shorts that have some polyester in it. It's a little bit of polyester, but I'm hoping it's enough to work out. So we're going to try to sublimate a pair of jean shorts today and then bleach them to kind of bring that design in. So you guys are going to get to see it live. No telling if this thing is going to work. So we're going to test that. Now, a few more ideas that I have is, say, for example, 4th of July is coming up. You guys, we have so many different designs. Just simply type in 4th of July, or you can type in, patriotic, and you're going to see lots and lots of designs. So this is a great bundle right here. And with something like this, I would go find a bundle that match it. So once again, I could put these on the sleeves. Like the donuts right here would be a ton of fun. You could even do one with donuts and then one with the stripes, or you could do red stripes and then the blue stars on the other one. So cute. And then I had another idea here is for the beach. So you could do something like a flamingo right here. And then check this one out. These fun patterns would be so cute as well. You could do any of these. I just seen this one and I thought adorable. And these two right here are actually plus credits. So if you guys are a plus member, you can snag both of these for 1 plus credit. But that's just to show you guys a few examples. So once again, The two I'm using today are right here. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this project here and put it together. And I'm gonna go ahead and in the meantime, let me go ahead and share one more thing because we're gonna show it here in a minute. Not right now, but here in just a little bit. So I'm just gonna make sure it's ready to go. So the very first thing that we're gonna work with here is the sublimation part. So I've got these designs right here. So once again, I've already printed them. So I brought this one out nice and big. Let's get toasted. And then I printed out some of the that pattern. So I just stretched it out on an 8.5 by 11 sheet here. And then the way that you can do this, if you're going to do both sleeves, I would print out 4 sheets. So that way 2 per. But today I'm going to show you 1 sleeve, and then I'm going to show you kind of placing some throughout. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm using the Cricut 8 by 10, but you can also use a bigger heat press like this one right here. All right, so a few more things that you're going to need is some bleach. You want to use, you don't want to dilute this. So you want 100% the bleach here. So you want to use bleach, and then you want some paintbrushes. So the paintbrushes I'm using here are just some super cheap paintbrushes. They're my favorite. So you know what? I believe at Walmart, just to tell you guys, at Walmart, that's where I usually snag them from, or even Lowe's, but they have those ones that are like 99 cents. It usually has a brown handle. This is just one I had at the house, and they are the cheapest little bristles here. And I find that they get that perfect brush stroke that you want for your t-shirt. So just to recommend those. And I feel like this one's kind of a little bit of a synthetic. I'm gonna try that one as well today. We've got some parchment paper, and then we've got the jean shorts and a t-shirt. Now the t-shirts that I recommend using when it comes to sublimation is the Gildan soft style, because they are 50-50. Now sometimes the soft style too are 65 poly and then 35 cotton. So they actually have a little bit more. Just keep that in mind, different colors, but make sure it is the soft style and it is the heathered ones that you want to look at. So this is a blue here, and I'm going to show you the end product because obviously I can't wash it here. So I've already made one so that way I can show you guys here at the end, but it's kind of cool too because it's going to change the color of this t-shirt. So I've got a blue one there, Gildan soft style, and then I've just got a pair of jean shorts. So these are my daughters. I just kind of pulled out an old pair. These are just a Walmart pair, true, time and true. We're going to try them because they have 26 polyester. Just, hey, it's a little bit of polyester. We'll take it. So the design may come in light, but it's worth a try. So we're going to try that today. So we've got that. And then just to show you guys what I'm using today is this stand. So I made a DIY stand. I'm going to show you guys a picture really quick. So when I did my t-shirt that I've already made, this is what my stand looks like at the house. So this is part of it because you can take it apart. So if you guys want to see, I know that some of you guys have been requesting, if you guys want to see a tutorial on how to DIY and make the stand by yourself, let me know and we'll get on that very soon. So that's something I really need to make for you guys. If y'all are interested, I'll do it. I'm going to use a piece of it today just to kind of help us out. And then I think we're ready to go. So let's get going here. All right, so I'm going to scoot this up. So the very first thing that we need to do is sublimate. So I'm going to turn on my Cricut Easy Press, and I'm going to go ahead and drop you guys down just so you guys can see. Here we go. Hello, hello, guys. As you guys are joining, I'm so excited you guys are here. And sublimating is so much fun. I love the bleach projects. I do recommend bleaching outside normally, so make sure you guys definitely take your precautions. I normally bleach outside, and the sun will help speed that process up so much faster, by the way. All right, here we go. Hello, hello. So we're going to go ahead and get ready. I'm going to do the middle part first. We're going to spread this out. And now another thing is you can make these and you don't have to bleach them. So that's something else y'all are going to get to see today, the t-shirt without bleaching it. I also love it that way as well. All right, so once we do that, you're going to want to go ahead and pull out any moisture, which you can do that while it's heating up. You don't have to wait until it's completely finished. So I'm going to go ahead and just give it a few seconds just to pull out any sort of moisture. There we go. And don't worry about lint rolling. When you're bleaching or tie-dyeing, you don't need to worry about any of that stuff. All right, so I'm just going to fold that in half so I can figure out where my design needs to go. So I'm thinking somewhere right about here. It looks good. You want to come down usually around 3 fingers or so. I've already got some down on the paper, so I don't want to go down too far. So something about like that. Let me grab my heat tape. And we're going to tape this guy down. That's one thing I forgot to grab today is our heat tape. Now, I also have another fun idea. We're going to come back and do it another time, is using the new Sublimation Paint from Artistry. So y'all guys stay tuned on that. I've got a lot of fun ideas. So we're going to go ahead and start with this one, though. Get that design down. We're going to go ahead and get parchment paper. Now, the parchment paper sheets that I always use that are brown, they actually do make them in white. So I'm starting to try to purchase those. So that way I can use it between my adhesive vinyl projects as well as these here. So that way you can kind of see through it. So this is the same thing I normally purchase and use. They're just not brown, they're white. And then the other thing is my, I'll go ahead and bring you guys back up here so you guys can see me while I talk. But the Cricut Easy Press 10 by 12 is what I'm using today because it'll cover the whole design. I am going to do 385 for 50 seconds. I have found anytime you guys are going to be sublimating cotton, it's better to do it around 385 for 50 seconds because if not, you're going to get those brown scorch marks. Now, the way that I'm teaching you guys today is we are sublimating first and then bleaching last. The reason why is sometimes whenever you start first with that bleach and you try to figure out where you're going to place it, you bleach out an area. When you wash it and come back and press it again, it's already got so much damage to the t-shirt from that bleach. When you go to press it because you need the high heat, you will scorch that t-shirt. So if you ever bleach them first and then you're wondering why you're getting those brown marks or it's changing colors, that's why. So the tip is sublimate first, bleach last. Now there's a few different tips while we're waiting for this. This is almost completely heated. You can do what I'm going to be doing today, which is the paintbrush method. So it's going to allow us just to go around it. And then I use a little splatter from this, but you can also fill a spray bottle. You can get those from the Dollar Tree, fill them with bleach and spray as well. So you can get different types of splatters. So lots of different options there, but love, love, love. Highly recommend the paintbrush. Love the design today. Thank you so much. I love it too. Especially, like I said, it's camping season. And I just think this will be a ton of fun. So we're almost there, guys. Once again, 385 in case you guys missed it for 50 seconds. I even did the same thing because the t-shirt I did yesterday, just so I can show you the finished project, I did on the bigger heat press. So you can definitely feel free to do that. And I use the exact same temperature. Once again, anytime you're sublimating cotton, you run the risk of burning that shirt. So definitely don't keep it all the way at that 400 degrees. All right, so we are at 375. We are getting super duper close. Now, once again, we have that giveaway going on. So make sure you guys use that QR code or the link. All right, so we are ready. 385 for 50 seconds. We're going to go on top and we're going to press. So I'm going to go ahead and give it some nice pressure all the way across the board. And pray for the best. You know how sometimes when you use, especially I'm doing a full design like this, you kind of worry, and it's like, am I pressing the whole entire thing? I always really do like using a bigger heat press when it comes to things like that, the bigger ones, just so you don't have to run that risk. But you can definitely accomplish it. So at first, I was going to show you guys using the bigger heat press today, but I wanted to show you can accomplish this using your Cricut Easy presses. So we got 17 seconds to go. I do recommend you do your bigger one first, like I said, the middle. And then if you're going to add anything, do that after the fact. All right, 9 seconds here. We're almost done. And 4 seconds. Here we go. 2. We are ready. Okay, there we go. And then I'll go ahead and drop you guys down so we can see this here. And ready for the reveal. How stinking cute is that? Now, if you see any of this here where it looks darker, that's moisture. So anytime you're working with those colored t-shirts, no matter what you do, even pulling out the moisture, they may darken, especially red t-shirts, even if you're applying HTV. So you could ultimately leave the t-shirt like this and not even bleach it. I do like it like this too. It comes out really, really nice. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the sleeves. Now, there's a few different ways that you can do this, and I'm only doing one sleeve, like I said today, for the demo, but the completed one, both are done because it's ultimately the same thing. Now, some people will take a piece of copy paper, and then you can ultimately, even like this, because you can see through it, and you can create yourself a template. So you would just draw, I would do like 1/4 inch around just to make sure I've got everything. Make yourself a template, cut it out, and then that way you can cut it out of this. But what I do, for one, we're going to protect our mat underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and get that parchment paper underneath to protect. And then I just make sure, because I'm almost using the whole thing, so I'll just go ahead and roll with it. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is I take the one side here and I just roughly kind of curve it. So I don't get too intricate, but if you want your stuff to be absolutely precise, you want to keep that in mind, okay? So I just kind of curve it off a little there, and then I'm going to place that down just like that. Then we are going to, making sure my sleeve, everything is on there, yes. We're gonna go ahead and cover this again. Make sure that no ink is on this one we already used. And I'm actually gonna be safe, and I'm gonna add a piece of tape. So y'all hold on one second. Let's add a piece of tape to this, just to make sure we don't shift. We're gonna put this back down, and we're gonna press this one for that 50 seconds. I don't know if I was saying 60 seconds before, 50 seconds. So we're gonna go ahead and press this one as well. So just gonna hold this down. Now, once we're done with this, we'll flip it and we're gonna press the other side of the sleeve. Now, the one thing you wanna be careful with is make sure you are protecting the mat underneath. So we'll have to get rid of that parchment paper, and then we'll put a new one, and then we'll press again. So we're almost there, 25 more seconds. Also, in the comments below, you guys let me know. Have you guys tried sublimation with bleach? Have you guys tried it with tie-dye? And then I also just want to know your thoughts. Do you guys love it? Do you hate it? Do you like the bleach effect? I definitely want to know your guys' thoughts on that as well. All right, so 4 more seconds. We're going to flip it. Here we go. Perfect. We're going to move that. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. And then we're gonna reveal this. Look at that. Is that not really cool? I love it. Every time I see it, I love it. So, so cool. So you see, I sublimated this. So we wanna get rid of it, right? Just need the sublimation. Haven't tried much. Haven't tried, but I want to. Yay, you guys have to. I'm telling you, it is so much fun. Obsessed. All right, here we go. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip it over. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this side. And we're gonna line it up just like this. And we're gonna repeat that same process. Make sure that's out of our way. So once again, if you're doing both sleeves, you're gonna wanna print 4 pages, okay? So we're gonna do the same thing. And I'm just eyeballing. So I just kind of get a basic little curve going on there, nothing crazy. And then we're going to go ahead and just line it up just like that. We're going to tape it to be safe. All right. There we go. And then we're going to cover it again. And then we're going to press 385 for 50 seconds. There we go. All right, so we're going to press this one once again. So once again, if you want to do the other sleeve, you're going to repeat this exact same process with that sleeve. So you guys can kind of see the reason why you want to do your sleeves last, because say, for example, if I was doing this on my heat press, I'd be hanging all of this shirt off the bigger heat platen. Because if you start in the middle and then you have a bigger heat platen, some of the shirt may end up on there and then you're risking, getting ink on your press. It's just a whole thing. All right, so here we go. Once again, these are 50/50 t-shirts. These are Gildan soft style, and they're perfect. So once again, super cute if you leave it by itself. You want to get into that bleach, you can definitely bleach as little or as much as you want to. I am on the fence about taking the leap into sublimation. I am telling you, I'm a huge fan. You guys know I am obsessed. All right, here we go. Here we go. And boom. So you guys can see. Don't make it super crazy. Don't worry about getting super intricate with it and trying to, create. Don't get too crazy and too much thought into it to think that you have to make a little template or anything. It really honestly is not that bad. So far we can see, right? So we've got our t-shirt going on here. We've got our sleeve front and back. You guys can hopefully see how this looks. Let me kind of turn it a little bit so you guys can kind of see that there, right? So you would do the same thing. Now, once again, you could even just do the one. You can do one arm not. If you did, like I was telling you guys, the 4th of July one, it would be so cute to do the red stripes and then the blue stars on one. So cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop you guys back down, and then let's go ahead and do one more spot here just to show y'all. So another thing that I like to do here is at the bottom of the t-shirt is what you're going to do. Let me make sure and protect my pad. There we go. Be super safe. And then the bottom of the t-shirt is where we're sublimating next. And I make sure this overlap here to make sure, because if any of this overlap's hanging, it's going to get on there. So I'm trying to make sure everything's super smooth. And bring that down. Bring this back up. It's like when I bring it up, it comes down. There we go. So we're working on, so I need to make sure this is further up, because where I'm working at right now is on the bottom of the t-shirt. Okay, last piece here. And then we're going to start the bleaching process. So I've got another sheet here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tear. So I'm going to tear my paper. So if you want to get that roughed up look here, so we can do something about like that. And then I'm going to kind of go here, just like that. So I'm going to keep this corner to see how it looks, right? And I'm going to get it down here, just like so. I'm going to tape it. And I'm going to try to pull this up just a little bit. Once again, I'm making sure my shirt, there we go. I just want to make sure my press is going to be completely on the area. We're going to cover it up again. And this will be our last press. 385 for 50 seconds. So you guys can see we sublimated this. This is half cotton, half polyester, and we sublimated it at 385. You don't have to go all the way up there to 400 degrees or you're going to start to scorch that t-shirt. And then once again, we are sublimating before we bleach. That is my number one tip today. If you guys are struggling with the bleaching process and you're getting those scorch marks, but you're bleaching first, that could be your problem. Sublimate first, then bleach. And the cool thing is too, what I have done this, I will wear this t-shirt for a while the way that it is, and then I decide to bleach it. So if it's for yourself, you can rock it like this for a little bit. After a few washes, go back and bleach it. So you can kind of, you know, get two different wears out of it. All right, so we've got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. Let me drop y'all back down so y'all can see. And here we go. Boom. So cool. So that just adds a different effect there. So it's really, really cool. Kind of bring this back up so you guys can see. So you guys can see this. Hopefully everything is cute, right? You can keep going. If you want to add and make it look like there is a line right here or whatever, you could do that. Now, if say, for example, I don't want to waste any ink. I want to use a template for that 8.5 by 11, I could save those extra pieces instead of wasting them on that press, and I could cut those and tear those up so I can put them wherever. Sometimes I've even done it on the back, so I have a piece come through on the back. So feel free to do as little or as much as you want to. So as you guys can see here, you can leave it like this, rock the t-shirt like this, or do a little extra and add some bleach. All right, let's go and get all of this out of the way, because I need to prep my surface. Now, if I was outside, I would be using this stand, which I'm going to use it inside because I'm going to try this piece here to help spread it out. But I would use my stand outside. Another thing you can do is take cardboard and you can put it in between the t-shirt too. You know those t-shirt forms, you can get them at Hobby Lobby. You can put those in between too, cover them with a trash bag. The reason why I have a trash bag is then it doesn't allow the bleach to go to the opposite side of the t-shirt. So that's what the trash bag's for. It allows it to protect the back side of that t-shirt. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do this on camera. We're going to attempt to try to pull this guy on here. So what we're going to do whenever you're using this thing is you're going to, and you can make different sizes. So this one I'd actually made to go for larges and up, but it still worked for this medium. So what you're going to do, so I'm going to hold it like this, and I'm going to attempt to try and squeeze this on here. So you're just going to kind of pull down like this. It's so cool. Now, I've even seen where people make 4 of these, like they're connected together, and you can do 4 t-shirts at a time. It's like a whole thing. And what's cool is you can take it apart. I do not have it glued together. You can take it apart and you can store it. So if you live in a small apartment, you can store it. You don't have to. Now, me, I keep it behind my craft studio, so you can keep it behind your house. I've made it a year, 2 years ago, a year ago, I think. All right, so now I've got this. I'm going to go ahead and protect my desk just because I'm inside. Don't do this inside. Definitely take it outside. The sun is going to speed that process up, I mean, tremendously. When I did this t-shirt that I did out on that stand, not even 5 minutes, it was done. And what I do, once you're done bleaching this, take it straight to the washer. Already have that washer ready to go to throw this in. No soap needed. Wash it through. Now, another thing that you can do if you're doing multiple, I have a bucket of cold water next to me. Don't ask what the cold water, I've had people ask, I don't know just what works for me. A full 5-gallon bucket of cold water and throw them in there as you're going along. So that's just something I've done too. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we are going to do this. I'm going to get 2 of these. So let me do this really quick, and then we'll bring that guy back up. Okay. I'm going to go ahead, and I may not be able to bleach the entire thing just because it may be hanging off on the sides, but y'all will get the point. All right. And then I already have one that's finished so you guys can see, obviously, the whole thing. Okay, here we go. Once again, we're going to do Q&A here in a minute, too. So if y'all have any questions, y'all definitely comment those down below. All right, so let's bring y'all back down here and get ready to bleach this thing. And once again, when you bleach live, this is the first time. There's no telling how this is going to go. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I'm just going to bleach this area here and kind of do the splatter thing so y'all can see all of that. But when it comes to the arm, I'm going to explain it as I go along. Okay, but let's go ahead and just do the middle and then do the splatters. All right, so here we go. So what you're going to do is you're going to take some bleach, regular household bleach, put it in a cup, a little container. You know what I love to use, but I didn't have one on hand? You know those paint cups that have a handle on the side? I like to use those because they're like $1, $2, and it has that handle on the side. You could even use like a measuring cup that has that handle. It's just easier to hold. And then you're going to have that really cheap, easy paintbrush. These ones are perfect. So what we're going to do not over dip because you can get carried away with it. So once again, that trash bag is in between. I'm going to wipe off that excess. And then what you're going to do, having it sublimated, I can see where this is going. So I can do some brush strokes. So I can really go like this, right? Or if I wanted to really outline, I could go around my design like this and just really outline that design. But what I'm going to do, and I love the brush strokes, is I'm just going to kind of go like this. And we're going to go over. So I completely do this until the whole thing is saturated. So that's what I'm going to do. But once again, I do love going around the outline. All right. Once again, I would not do this. Make sure you are in a well-ventilated area. And we're going to do this just like so. All right, so just like that. And then you're going to let that. Now, if I was out in the sun, this would already be white. That sun is insane. It just activates it like that and it will turn white. So if you ever do this and you're like, well, why is mine not working so quick? Get that shirt out in the sun. I promise you it's going to go so quick. So then same thing with the arm. The arm I wouldn't do. I would paint that entire arm. So I'm going to get my side all the way up to the edges, not the t-shirt. And then I'm going to get the whole sleeves wet, front and back. And then I would do the same thing with that bottom of the t-shirt. Now for those splatter marks, I'm going to be careful so I don't get this all over my studio. I get my brush and then you just start to sling. You're just going to sling it like this. And when you do, you're going to get those splatters. So depending on how much you have on it, you're going to get small splatters or you're going to get those really big splatters. So you're just going to continue to do that as little or as much as you want to until you're completely happy with it. Once again, if I was in the sun, this would be completely white already. So keep that in mind as well. All right, so that is how you're going to do it. And once again, once it's done, could be up to 10 minutes or so, especially if it's out in the sun, it's going to go 5-10 minutes. Once you guys are completely done with it, you're going to throw it into that wash immediately. Do not let it set because it will burn that t-shirt and it's going to rip. So if you ever get those rips, that's what it is. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and set this guy back down here, out of our way. I'm going to move this stuff, and then I'm going to show you guys the completed project. And actually, let's see, I'm trying to think. Let me turn this back on so we can go ahead and get those shorts. I'm going to just try really quickly, and then we'll wrap it up. We're going to try those shorts live. Here is the t-shirt finished. So one thing I want you to keep in mind, this was a blue t-shirt, but once you start bleaching it and it goes in the wash, it has that bleach water in the water, if you will. So it almost turned like a green. Isn't that crazy? Let me bring this one back up so hopefully y'all can see the two different. So if you do a blue t-shirt, it's going to turn like this color here. Same thing. So if you have a purple, it's really neat. It's really, really cool how it works out. And what I did with my bleach stand for the back, because it had the trash bag, I went underneath that bleach stand and kind of threw the splatters like that to get this underneath here. But how cool is this? So I got a little bit too crazy with this side here when I drenched it, that it came out of the line just a little bit. But how stinking cool. Now, once again, one sleeve, two sleeves, and I also got a little too crazy with this. I brushed way out here. I would stick within that area, but I still think it came out really cute. So you guys let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of this? And do you guys like it? So you can also see, let me drop it really quick. This is 50-50. So I have already washed this. No more ink will wash out because you'll have a tiny bit wash out because of the cotton. No more ink will wash out of this. This is what it's going to look like for the rest of its life. So it is so cool. kind of drop that just a little bit so hopefully you can see that whole thing. This is how it's going to look. So you're not going to lose very much. The 50/50s are amazing. And then hopefully y'all can see that back just a little bit better. So stinking cool. All right, so let's get these shorts up here and let's try it. So this is my thought with the shorts. Okay, see, these just have like 26%, right? And if y'all don't mind, I'm going to open my door really quick just to help with that bleach smell. So I'm just going to crack this open. And let me get one more prop there. You want to make sure you're super safe. So I'm just going to go ahead and open that so that can air out. So my thoughts on the shorts is I'm going to use a pressing pillow. I know it seems crazy because you already have the pad for the Cricut pad, but the pressing pillow is going to help avoid these seams. And what I want to do is I want to sublimate this pocket. Okay, so I'm actually going to be a little bit more mindful when I cut this. So let's go ahead and take, one second, take the paper. And we're going to try at least just one pocket here. Let me get an ink pen. All right, we're going to go ahead and make a template. So this will kind of show you guys how to make that template a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw a line here. And that's okay if your pen's kind of tearing because it's perfect. Just making a somewhat of a line. And we're going to go ahead and cut this for our template. Here we go. I am scared as well. The venture. Hey, y'all love the, oh my gosh. I'm telling you guys, Sublimation Paint. You guys are going to love Sublimation. Y'all have got to check it out. All right. Let's go ahead and double check this. Looks good to me. Let's just fix this little corner here. All right. So we're going to attempt this right here. Looks good. I'm going to go ahead and make sure you flip it over to that opposite side. And we're going to cut this out. So we're just testing this one. I don't know if it's going to work, and I don't know how much it will retain when we wash it. So I'm going to wash it, and I will update y'all. So make sure y'all come back for the next live. So if y'all want to see, make sure y'all hit that notification bell down below. We go live every single Monday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if y'all want to see the results of these shorts, make sure y'all come back. All right, so here we go. So what I'm going to do is when I sublimate this, I'm going to put this inside. So that's going to help avoid these seams, hopefully. Okay. I'm hoping this is going to work well. And so we're going to go ahead and get this guy right here. I'm going to tape it down. All right. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a piece, this other half of this, just to use it. And here we go. Let's test it. So we're at 385 for 50 seconds. We're going to push, and I'm going to try to really push down to hopefully get this entire thing. All right. So just going to go ahead and press down. Once again, I'm so excited. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We're fixing to do the Q&A as soon as we are done with these. So if y'all had any questions along the way, I'm about to answer those. You also do have Brittany and Dawn down in the comments below to help. And don't forget about that. Don't forget about our giveaway. Use that QR code as well as those links. All right, here we go. Y'all let me know. Do you think it's going to work? We have 17 seconds down below. Yes or no. I just type out Y for yes, N for no. Go, go, go. We have 11 seconds. Is it going to work? Yes or no. And then we're going to go and bleach it just to see if we can have it come in brighter. All right, 2 seconds. Here we go. Moment of truth. We're about to find out together. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. How cute is that? Oh my gosh. I stinking love it. Oh my goodness. It's adorable. Now the moment of truth will be really once we wash it, but I do think that's going to work. How cute. So then your shorts can match your t-shirt. Oh my goodness. So stinking cute. I absolutely love that. So as you guys can see, those did work out. So you can definitely leave these. So you can, I thought about too, another thing that would have been cute is to put the Let's Get Lit on this pocket and then do the, do that leopard print on the other one. But let's go ahead and try to bleach it just to see about that coming through. I'll throw these in the wash, like I said, and we'll get that true effect. So what I'm going to do for the bleach is I'm going to try to insert that paper in between the pocket and carefully bleach. So here we go. So I'm going to take that same template pocket and I'm going to try to insert it in there. So I'm going to just cut off. Now, it doesn't matter if the bleach goes through because you're not going to be able to see it per se on the inside of your shorts, but just to protect them somewhat, I'm going to go ahead and insert that in there. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and put one of these scrap pieces here inside the shorts as well. All right. And then I'll drop y'all down below so we can check this out together. All right. So I'm going to take that smaller paintbrush, take my little cup of bleach, and I'm going to be super careful. I don't want to get crazy with that bleach. And I'm just going to go over this entire pocket really quick. So there we have it. I can see it lightening up obviously on the, because it's wet where the black is for this, but we'll see once we bleach just to see what remains. Now, because I'm not out in the sun, you guys may not be able to see the whole effect. So y'all will have to come back to see how this really worked on Mondays, like I said. All right. And that's it. That's exactly how you guys would bleach it. I'd be super duper careful so that way you're not getting all over the shorts. Another thing you could do if you wanted to do the splatter, you could splatter all over the shorts as well, front and back. Another thing you guys can do as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way. So I'm going to let that do its magic. So we'll just kind of set that aside, turn that off. I did the shorts the same, 385 for 50 seconds, as I told you guys. So we'll set this aside, and then at the very end, we'll just take a quick peek and see where it's at. All right, so let's go ahead and get ready for Q&A. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring my mouse down here so we can see what comments we have today. So let's see. Why didn't you put paper in between the front and back of the shirt? Now, this is a question I see all of the time. When I first started sublimating, I thought you had to. If you're using the proper inks, you're doing it correctly, especially with Sawgrass printers, because there is a print manager that controls that ink for the proper materials. You should not have any sort of bleed through. But say, for example, if I was using an Epson, you may want to, because you may be printing more ink than you need on that paper and you may see a bleed, or maybe even with like Cricut infusible ink or something like that. But really, you should not see. If you're seeing that, you're oversaturating that paper. All right, let's see here. What else do we have? Question. I'm a beginner. I love this idea, but if you don't have a sublimation printer, can you still do this using vinyl? Now, you could definitely still do your bleach method and use the vinyl. So what you would do is you would bleach first, and then you would add that vinyl, because I want to say the bleach would destroy it. But what I would do is use a lower temperature whenever you go to do that. So maybe do, because, we can do like 315. It's only 10 seconds. You're not doing 400 degrees for 60 seconds. So you really shouldn't get any of that burning. If you guys want to see a bleach t-shirt with vinyl after the fact, let me know. We'll definitely get it done. All right, let's see. Do you have a tutorial on tie-dye? So actually, we have one coming up, and it came out amazing. We did the hoodie. So if you guys seen us live when we did the Father's Day, I did the tutorial for that. So you guys will see that coming very soon, and I have a few more coming afterwards, especially with sublimation. So stay tuned on that. All right, let's see. Is the leopard print done with a digital print that you print using? Yes, so it is done with so it's a PNG, but essentially you can use any SVG as well, but yes, it's used with the sublimation. All right, let's see here. Since it's only 50 poly, how do they hold up? So as you can see, it's going to hold up amazing. So I was like, what did I do? Here we go. So once again, once you wash it that very first time, that's how it's going to look for the rest of its life. So you're not going to lose any more ink or anything like that. So having that 50-50, you can see it's still really good color. All right, let's see here. What kind of paper and machine? So I actually use the Sawgrass. I don't know if you guys can see it back here. So I actually use the Sawgrass SG500, and I use True Pix Classic paper. It's my absolute favorite, and you can find those linked down below. Let's see here. Do we have any more? Okay. Is there a video or instructions for creating the bleach frame? So there is not, but we will definitely do that. If you guys want to see it, I will definitely try to work on that this next week or so. And I'll show you guys how to put that together. It's super easy to make. All right. Will the gel bleach work for this process? I have not tried it, but I want to say yes, because there was a trend, I want to say last summer or the summer before, where people were bleaching their pants and shirts and stuff using gel bleach, and it was working. But I haven't personally really used that. So it's definitely something we can test out. All right, let's see. Wow, amazing. And it doesn't bleach the image. No, and that's the crazy thing. I mean, you would think that it sucks the ink out, but it does not. It does absolutely nothing to that sublimation design. So any of that color you're losing, it's because it's 50-50. All right, let's see. I heard you aren't supposed to use the sub ink, that you have to stick with one brand. Is that true? Any other stuff? If you're talking about the Sawgrass, yes, you have to use Sawgrass inks, but if you have an Epson, you can definitely use lots of different brands. If you are using an Epson, one of my favorites is the Starcraft. All right, let's see. You can't bleach heathered shirts, right? Yes, this is heather. Just make sure when you do them that they're 50-50. And like I said, the heathered ones work better. So when you go to choose those t-shirts, if you hover above it, it'll say whether it's heathered or not. All right, let's see. So cute. Can you use a spray bottle? Yes, you can. So there's lots of different ways. I've done it with a spray bottle. So when you do that spray, especially just saturate like those sleeves just to completely cover that, works great. And then to get those sprays, it really works good too. And there's spray bottles to where you can get like a full spray or a spritz. That's going to change the style. And sometimes I have a spray bottle and I have the paintbrush, but over the years, that paintbrush is my favorite, especially if you ever see those sublimation designs where they perfectly outline and you're like, how did they do that? It's because it's after the fact, and you just carefully, I go about 1/4 of an inch out with that bleach. All right, let's see here. Can you do this on 100% poly shirts? The bleach, just depending on the color, I'm not too sure how polyester works, holds up with the bleach, just 100% poly. I haven't tried it, but if it's something that you guys want to see, we can definitely put it to the test. All right, let's see. Can you do the bleach and bleach splatter with HTV? So yes. Now, I want to say that the HTV probably is going to want to get eaten up a little bit by bleach. So I feel like you should probably bleach then HTV. But once again, the HTV is going on at like 315 and not 400 degrees. So you should be completely fine. All right, let's see here. Can you do this with infusible ink? Yes, so you could do the same thing with infusible ink. And so it would be really cool to use our SVG files with your Cricut, with your infusible ink, and you would be able to get those same results. Let's see here. Do you dispose of your used paintbrush, or do you? No, actually, I do keep it for bleach. So once again, I totally didn't grab it, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, there is these paint buckets that have a handle on them, and you can put paint in it so that if you're painting the edges of your house. And I love to use that, and it actually has a magnet to hold your brush and everything in there. I keep those together, and I try to use the same one every single time. The cheap brushes are the best, and then that bucket, you can just keep them in that area and just use them over and over again. I accidentally picked up Strong Bond iron-on vinyl. I noticed it doesn't not hold up well. What materials is best for Strong Bond? Strong Bond, I would highly recommend Caesar. Caesar's one of my favorites, as well as the Starcraft, but I would highly recommend Caesar HTV. All right, let's see. I believe that was our last question. We don't have a giveaway for you today because you have to use that QR code right over here. Use this QR code. Once again, grab out those cameras really quick. Turn on your phone. If you're not on it, definitely wait till afterwards. But you can use your camera to scan that, or you can use one of the links provided down below. It's going to take you straight over there to be able to enter this giveaway. Once again, to recap on that giveaway, we're giving away a 7-in-1 tumbler press from Heat Fresh Nation, and we're also giving away 5 one-year Gold Plus memberships. So 6 winners, 6 chances. You do not have to be on Facebook or Instagram or any of those things. Just use that QR code or the links down below, and you guys are going to be able to participate. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. You guys can hopefully see the shorts, see them starting to lighten up. I think it looks really, really cool. I'm going to wash these and I'll bring them to the next slide. So make sure y'all hit those notification bell down below so you guys can come back and check it out. So once again, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one.